Welcome back down to Ice Level, and we are back. 2 weekend recaps. As always, I am your host, James Blennau. Teams are starting to find their footing with Thanksgiving just days away, and we have somehow no major news this cycle. So we're going to jump straight into Game of the Week. Let's go. Boston rivals number 12 Northeastern and number 18 Boston University. Game 2 of the weekend. We start out in the early second period. BU up 2-1. Ben Merrill picks up an errant Husky pass and goes 2-on-1 to Jonathan Morello. Terriers double the lead. Later on in the third period, Vinny Borghese takes a shot and Dylan Ritzkovian slaps the rebound home. Huskies bring it back within one. And in the final minutes, with the Husky net empty, Borghese again from the point. Ritzkovian one-times it. This connection's on fire. Northeastern ties it up. And now in overtime. Last minute to play. Cole Hudson on a 2-on-0. Keeps it and rips it past Quentin Sigurdsson. Hudson wins it on a swaggy shot. Terriers take the series split with the 4-3 overtime win. A massive home ice ranked win. What to choose for upset uproar this week? How about Saturday night in Stores? New Hampshire stealing one from number 11 UConn with 3 unanswered goals through the final 25 minutes of play. Jared Newcomb's power play goal in the late second sparked the comeback. JP Turner scored his first goal of the season while the Wildcats stayed completely out of the penalty box through 60 minutes. The Wildcats have now won 2 of their 3 ranked matchups this year, visiting rivals Maine in just a few weeks. Now in Atlantic Hockey America, Canisius is climbing the standings this weekend after a sweep over Mercyhurst. After a rocky 1-4-1 start to conference play, the Golden Griffins picked up 6 valuable points in a 2-game homestand. While Friday's win almost saw a colossal collapse following 3 unanswered Lakers goal, Trevor Large's team held on for the 1-goal win. They followed it up with a dominant 5-1 performance on Saturday. Kean Haldenby picked up 2 goals while Hunter Andrew notched 3 assists. Let's see how the sweep carries the Griffs in this week's AHA standings. Holy Cross holds the top spot with a 7-1-1 record, and following them is Bentley at 6-0-1. RIT in third place at 6-4-0. Sacred Heart, the first losing record, at 4-3-1. Air Force at a solid 500, 4-4-0. Canisius 3-4-1 after the weekend sweep. Niagara 3-4-0. Army just 1 win on the year, 7 losses and 2 ties. Robert Morris 2-2-0 at 500, and Mercyhurst still winless on the young season. Oh boy, did the Big Ten deliver this weekend. We'll start with number 7 Wisconsin's sweep. Yes, you heard me right, over number 1 Michigan State, which is a crime that it wasn't televised. Friday night's 5-4 barn burner saw 8 different goal scorers, with Ryan Bottrell scoring the eventual Badger game winner with 10 minutes to play. Saturday, on the other hand, not so much. Porter Martone's 3rd goal on the weekend sent the Spartans to overtime, but it was Ben Dexheimer halfway through to seal the deal for the Badgers. They're on top of the world, but are they on top of the Big Ten standings? Let's find out. Michigan currently holds the top spot at 6-2-0, with Wisconsin just behind them by 1 point, also at 6-2-0. Penn State at 500 through 8 games. Michigan State 4-2-0 through 6 played. Minnesota at 500 through 6 as well. Ohio State at 1-5-0, and Notre Dame winless through 6. In the CCHA, speaking of on fire, Bemidji State just can't stop scoring. The Beavers put up 13 goals across both games this weekend, hosting a struggling Northern Michigan team. Connor McLennan picked up 4 in Friday night's 7-3 win, while Oliver Pierce snagged a hat trick for the Beavers' 2nd of the weekend in Saturday's 6-2 win. These Beavers are in amazing shape heading into a home-and-home next weekend against North Dakota. For now, though, let's take a look at who can catch them in the CCHA standings. Beavers alone at the top at 7-1-2, followed by Bowling Green at 5-2-3. Minnesota State not far behind at 5-1-2. Michigan Tech 5-2-1. Augustine at 3-3-1, 500 on the season. St. Thomas also 500, 2-2-1. Lake Superior State 1-7-0. Ferris State at 2-6-0, and Northern Michigan winless through 6. In ECAC hockey, Cornell is rolling through the start of conference play, sweeping the weekend over upstate opponents number 20 Union and RPI. Friday night's ranked win over the Garnet Chargers had the underclassmen shining as Xavier Veilleux tied it early and Charlie Major won it late in the second period with the help of an insane 19 shots allowed. Saturday, on the other hand, was a scoring party for the Big Red. From Jake Kraft's goal just 4 minutes in to Jonathan Castagna's nail in the coffin with seconds left, the Big Red hung 6 on RPI to finish the sweep. While the team looks to win its first Cleary Cup since 2020, let's see who leads the standings. It's an all-Ivy top 4. Cornell leads it at 5-1-0, followed by Dartmouth at 4-0-0, Harvard at 3-1-0, and Yale at 500 through 6. Colgate follows them at 3-2-1, Quinnipiac at 3-1-0, that one loss coming to Yale. Union struggling right now to find their footing in the conference at 2-3-1. Brown at 2-4-0, Princeton at 500 through 4. RPI 2-4-0, struggling under the first season with Eric Lang. And Clarkson and St. Lawrence tied at 1-5-0 at the bottom. In the Hockey East, both ranked series this weekend are split. Number 15, Boston College took a much-needed win over number 10, Maine on Friday, but the Black Bears shut out the Eagles in a dominant response on Saturday. While the Eagles' offense looked to return to form, scoring 7 in the first game, the Black Bears keep finding ways to respond and win. Meanwhile, number 17, UMass, and number 16, Providence split their series, with each road team winning the game. Friday night saw Mikey D'Angelo seal the deal with his second goal of the game in overtime. Saturday saw a completely different Friars team respond for a 5-1 win, with Ducks first-rounder Roger McQueen scoring a goal and an assist. Let's see how the standings are shaping up as the chaos in the conference continues. UConn takes the top spot at 5-3-1, with Boston College just behind them at 5-3-0. Maine also at 5-3-0 after the split. Northeastern at 4-3-0 after splitting with Boston University. Providence at 4-3-1 after its home-and-home series. BU 4-4-0 on the year so far. Merrimack, the first team with a losing record, 3-5-0. New Hampshire 3-4-0 but picked up a massive win this weekend. Lowell at 3-3-0. Vermont at 2-4-0, and UMass struggling down there at 2-5-0. In the NCHC, both Colorado teams found themselves in major upset overtime games, but it fared much better for Colorado College than for Denver. Saturday night saw number 4 Minnesota Duluth held to just one goal as Gavin Lindbergh tied the game late in the third, and Wilson Bjork won it early in overtime. Their rivals Denver, though, found themselves on the wrong side of an upset in Mullet Arena. Arizona State held off a late comeback led by Sam Harris with 2 goals in the late second and third. Cullen Potter ended it with literal seconds to go as the Sun Devils picked up a massive top 5 win. And let's see where the splits put the NCHC's motley crew in this week's standings. Denver takes the top spot right now at 5-1, followed by Western Michigan at 5-3. Minnesota Duluth not far behind them at 5-3, and North Dakota at 4-2. Arizona State at 3-4-1, a big drop-off there. Omaha at 3-5-0. St. Cloud State at 2-4-0. Colorado College at 2-5-0. And Miami, Ohio starting to really cool off at 2-4-0. A new number 1 in this week's USCHO poll, it's Michigan with 42 first-place votes, followed by Wisconsin with 3 first-place votes, and Michigan State dropping to 3 with 5 first-place votes. Denver and Minnesota Duluth both dropping a spot, round out the top 5. North Dakota, Western Michigan, Quinnipiac, Penn State, and Maine round out the top 10. Northeastern, UConn, Dartmouth, Minnesota State, and Boston College to 15. And Providence, Cornell, UMass, Boston University, and Union rounding out the top 20. In the forecast this week, Red Hot Hockey's back on Saturday night. Number 19, Boston University, takes on number 17, Cornell, under the bright lights of Madison Square Garden in a momentum-creating ranked matchup. Number 16, Providence, heads out to the Springs to take on Colorado College on Saturday night, so watch out for an upset there. And number 6, North Dakota, plays a home-and-home against red-hot Bemidji State. Friday night, the Hawks will head to Minnesota, and Saturday sees them return to the Ralph. That's all for this week. Thanks so much for coming down to Ice Level. Be sure to stay on the lookout for all the exciting non-conference matchups this week over the break, and have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I'm James Blennau. We're not experts, but it takes fans to grow the game.